Okay, let's dive into something that, well, it might feel a bit uncomfortable, but honestly, it's one of the most important questions we can ever ask ourselves. No, I mean, really, just take a second and picture this. You wake up tomorrow morning, roll over, grab your phone like you do every single day, and there it is. One email. And that one email changes everything. Just poof, like that. No warning, no backup plan, absolutely no time to get ready for it. It's a cold, blunt message, right? And the scary part is, this scenario is way more common than we like to think. So that brings us right to the first big, jarring reality check. This is that moment when the fear you might have had in the back of your mind suddenly becomes very, very real. You know, it's so easy to live under this false sense of security. We tell ourselves, nah, that won't happen to me. I'm a top performer. I'm valuable. But here's the thing. When a company has to make financial decisions, it's rarely about how good you are at your job. It's about one thing, the bottom line. In that right there, that just nails the real issue, doesn't it? The job loss itself, that's just the trigger. The real crisis, the thing that actually causes all the pain, is not being prepared. It's like they say, right? The problem isn't the storm, it's being caught out in the rain without an umbrella. Okay, so let's really look at how this snowballs into a genuine crisis. What actually happens step by step the second your main source of income just gets switched off? Well, all of a sudden, every single one of those regular, totally manageable bills, they turn into urgent threats. Your EMI, the rent, groceries for the family, school fees. I mean, they don't care that your paycheck stopped. They just keep coming. And this is the number that starts the real panic. Your income is now zero. A big, fat zero. A full stop. That entire flow of money that you used to support, well, everything, it's gone. Cut off. So for most of us, whatever savings we might have, poof, they disappear scarily fast. Maybe you've got enough for 1 month, maybe two if you're really lucky. But after that, well, the only path left is debt. You start swiping the credit cards, looking for loans, and that stress, it becomes your new daily reality. And get this is the breaking point. This is where a staggering 90% of people actually break financially. The pressure from all those bills piling up with absolutely nothing coming in, it just becomes too much. And that's when the debt spiral really kicks in. But there is another side to this whole story. There's a small group out there, this prepared minority, who face the exact same situation, but respond in a totally different way. Yeah, these are the smart 10%, and they don't panic, not because they got lucky, but because they planned for this. They treated job loss not as an if, but as a when. They didn't have time for fear because they already had a plan. And you know what's so interesting? Their blueprint for financial security is actually super straightforward. It's not some crazy, complex financial magic or anything. Let's break down their three simple but incredibly powerful rules. All right, rule number one is all about building a buffer, a cushion. And let's be super clear, this is not money to play with in the stock market. It's not for a vacation. This fund has one job and one job only: to cover your bare bones living expenses for at least 6 months. That gives you breathing room to find your next move without being desperate. Okay, rule number two. This one is a huge mindset shift. See, we're taught to think a single stable salary is security. It's not. It's a massive risk. The prepared, they diversify. They have multiple income streams. Maybe that's freelancing with a skill you already have, like writing or design. Or maybe it's a side business or even investments that are working for you while you sleep. And finally, rule number three. This is what makes them so resilient. They never stop learning. They are perpetual students. And I'm not just talking about getting another college degree here. It's about staying relevant. It could be mastering some new software that everyone's using, or getting a key certification in your industry, or even learning a timeless skill like sales. The point is, they make sure that if one door slams shut, they've got a whole bunch of keys to open new ones, and fast. All of this kind of leads us to a really powerful and, yeah, maybe a slightly uncomfortable truth. A truth about where we spend all our energy when it comes to planning our finances. I mean, just think about it for a second. We'll spend weeks, maybe even months, researching a new car, or a phone, or a house. We make spreadsheets, we compare options, we create budgets, but we spend almost zero time planning to protect the one thing that makes all of that stuff possible in the first place: our income.
We're experts at planning how to spend it, but we forget to plan how to protect it. So now that we've looked at both sides of the coin, the 90% who are unprepared and the 10% who are, it all comes down to a final, very personal choice.
And here it is, the big takeaway. A job is temporary. It's just an arrangement, right? A contract that can end anytime for any reason. But your financial stability, your ability to take care of yourself, to take care of your family, that needs to be permanent. That has to be built to last. So we're back to that first question, but it feels different now, doesn't it? It has a lot more weight. After everything we've just talked about, really ask yourself, which path are you on? Right now, today. Because the choice to either panic or survive, that's not a choice you make when the crisis hits. It's a choice you make with the preparations you start making right now.